We've talked before about the phenomenon known as biohacking. This is the effort to extend your life by making changes to your body and your lifestyle. On the surface, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with the concept. The only thing wrong with it is that they've created a cringy new name for something that is not a new or revolutionary idea. Trying to be healthy is not a hack. In fact, if anything, it's the opposite of a hack. You're not cheating or doing anything complicated or sneaky, which is what hack implies. Human biology really can't be hacked, and if it can, living a healthy lifestyle would not qualify as a hack. That's just you living how you should live. The problem is that the biohacking folks are, in many cases, not merely proponents of living healthy lifestyles. Instead, they employ extreme measures to stave off the inevitable. The most infamous example, of course, is the tech CEO Brian Johnson, who, among other things, took blood infusions from his teenage son to try and make himself younger. Didn't work. Because despite what he may think and how he may look, arguably, he is not actually a vampire. Yesterday on Twitter, I saw a post from another of these types. This guy, as far as I know, is not trying to steal the life force from his own children, so credit where it's due on that front, but he is employing other slightly less creepy but still rather cumbersome strategies to extend his life. He posted this, quote, "I take more than 40 supplements a day. At 41, my biological age is just 27. If this picture makes you cringe, you need to understand the science behind why it works." Now, here's the picture that he thinks might make us cringe, and he's right. That's a hell of a lot of pills for one person to take every single day. In fact, I can safely say that this guy, Sean Kelly is his name, takes more supplements in a single day than I have in my entire life. Later in the thread, he posts, quote, "This is my life force score. My doctor told me it's one of the highest she's ever seen. I get my blood tested every quarter through Go Life Force to track my biomarkers." Then he gives his code, his promotional code. "These tests show me how various supplements and lifestyle changes impact my biology." Now, I will admit that I haven't done much or any research on this, but it certainly seems, just from an intuitive perspective, that 280 supplements a week is probably not healthy. Not healthy for your wallet, and even less for your physical body. The human body was not meant to process all of that. We're not designed for that, which is why this is not necessary to live a long life. Go up to any 90-year-old and ask them how many daily supplements they took to get them to 90 years old. I guarantee none of them will say 40 a day. In fact, I guarantee most of them will probably say 0. So this is not necessary to be healthy, and there's very good reason to suspect that it's probably injurious to your health to take that much of it every single day. But that's not even the most important point as far as I'm concerned. The most important point is that this kind of lifestyle reveals an extreme level of denial and delusion, a refusal to accept what's inevitable for all of us. Now, I made that point in response to this guy's post, a point that I'll flesh out in just a moment, but I want to read a response from the aforementioned Brian Johnson, who joined the conversation and responded to me, chiming in with this. He says, quote, 99% of those living can't see the future when it arrives. In any other time in history, it's easy to YOLO your way to justify debauchery, self-destruction, and indulgent behaviors as the virtuous way to live. On the eve of giving birth to superintelligence, we no longer know how long and how well we can live. A different era is now present, whether it can be seen or not. The question is not whether health habits of today will punch through the 120 ceiling. Rather, it's if we can create the new systems and norms to systematically eliminate the current die culture, which creates disease, misery, and impairment. Don't die will supersede die simply because we can. Sean Kelly responded in agreement, writing, quote, "So true. And the wild thing, Brian, is how many people are just willing to accept death and disease like it's their destiny. Most people die today from diseases that are highly preventable, will almost certainly be even more highly preventable in the future. One of my goals, and believe also is yours, is to help people not die from things they can avoid. Pretty simple concept. And this path is anti-disease and anti-early death. Does not have to be a horrible experience. People act like living a healthy life is miserable today and only beneficial to the future self. Does not have to be true. You can extend your health span and live more richly today. This should be the goal, at least in my eyes." Okay, now some of what both of these guys said is true. Brian Johnson's right that you shouldn't be self-destructive and overindulgent. Sean Kelly's right that living a healthy life need not be miserable. The main point of being healthy is to live a better life in the present. All of that is true. I take no issue with any of that. But if you sift through the true stuff, you will find, buried not so subtly in the middle of it, pure delusion. I mean, Brian Johnson says we live in a die culture and don't die must supersede it. And Sean Kelly says that people should not accept that death and disease are their destiny. Are you still struggling with back taxes or unfiled returns? This year, the IRS is escalating collections by adding 20,000 new agents and sending millions of demand letters. Now that tax season is over, collection season has begun. Handling this alone can be a huge mistake and cost you thousands of dollars. In these challenging times, your best offense is with Tax Network USA. Upon signing up, Tax Network USA will immediately contact the IRS to secure a protection order, ensuring the aggressive collection activities such as garnishments, levies, or property seizures are halted, providing you with a peace of mind and financial security. If you haven't filed in a while, if you need amended returns, or if you're missing records, Tax Network USA's expert tax preparers will update all of your filings, eliminating the risk of IRS enforcement. Tax Network USA will evaluate your financials and create a settlement strategy to reduce or eliminate your tax debt, putting it behind you for good. Don't wait any longer and call my friends at Tax Network USA today. For a complimentary consultation, call 1-800-245-6000 or visit tnusa.com/Walsh. That's 1-800-245-6000 or visit tnusa.com/Walsh today. Now, herein lies the problem. Physical death is, in fact, the destiny of every mortal creature who walks the earth, or has ever walked the earth, or will ever walk it. We don't live in a die culture. Dying is not a part of our culture. It's not some kind of cultural tradition we've come up with. It's a physical reality. Don't die is not a strategy. It's not a philosophy. It's not a lifestyle option. It's pure denial. It's an impotent slogan shouted by people who are too afraid to face reality for what it is. And the reality is this: we will all die. You could take 40 supplements a day and get blood transfusions and employ all the latest and most up-to-date, trendy biohacking strategies. You can live every moment of your life trying not to die, but you still will. Not only will you die, but you'll die around the same time that everyone else does. You'll live for 80 or 90 years, most likely, and then you'll die, or maybe you'll die much earlier than that. You could be a 41-year-old man in perfect health with a biological age of 27, whatever the hell that means, and then cross the street and get hit by a bus. That could easily happen. Or maybe you will succeed in extending your life a significant amount. It's unlikely, but it could happen. What's a significant amount? I mean, maybe you live up to be 100, 110, 115. There have been people who've lived 120. With all of your biohacking, you've bought yourself 35 extra years beyond the average lifespan, let's say. That's very ambitious. Almost certainly isn't going to happen. Well, what if it does? In fact, let's be extremely ambitious and go with something that's like never happened before and say, well, what if you could live to 150 with your biohacking? Right? Well, okay. But what then? You're still going to die. And the reward for all of your effort is that you get to live the final 20, 30, 50 years of your life without any of the people you know or love, who have all died before you. You get to witness the deaths of your children. You get to be old and frail and lonely for a very long time. You win, I guess. Congratulations. Your prize is that you still have to die. That's your prize. And when you die, you'll be just as dead as everyone else who didn't biohack. The biohacked corpse and the regular corpse will be indistinguishable in the grave. Now, I'm not trying to be a buzzkill. I just want everyone to live in reality. And I don't mean to discourage anyone from trying to be healthy. It's good to be healthy. But there is no path to a truly healthy, truly happy, truly fulfilled life that does not begin with truth. And the truth is that you will die. The most important fact about your life is that it will end. If you spend your life trying first and foremost to avoid its end by any cost, you will have wasted it. You will have spent your precious time on earth on the most futile pursuit of all. You'll be like a child at the playground who spends the whole time whining that soon he's going to have to leave it. He's so focused on not leaving that he never enjoyed actually being there. This is the way that so many people approach life. So don't do that. Eat healthy, yes. Get some exercise. Also, enjoy a dessert every once in a while. Have a drink. Say your prayers. Love your family. Do something worthwhile with your time here and accept that you will die. That's not such a depressing view of things, is it? Even if it is, it doesn't matter because it's just the way it is. And that's why the biohackers are today canceled. Hey, YouTube, thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like access to my full show with no ads, you should go to dailywire.com and use promo code Walsh to get 2 months free on all annual plans. See you there.